Hello, everyone. Okay, there's several things that we're working on right now, but one of them that I'm going to get into this first. But we are going to get into Veronica's aunt. In digging through several articles, several articles, it says she's the spokesperson for Veronica's family. And some of the pictures she provided, I just can't even believe it. They're pictures of the half brothers with Veronica, and they're not blurred out. They're on the internet, and they're the ones that has the one with the half brother that is in the essay, substantiated essay. Well, let's just go to it now. We'll do her first, just because. I just want to know why people insert themselves into this case. It is so crazy. And while digging, also, there's so much. We didn't stop at all this weekend, guys, and I have a headache, so this is not going to be very long. So, I know I say that all the time, but this is not going to be very long. Okay, I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to show you one of the articles where I found it, and I'm going to be extremely careful because you can go there and you can look at it, and you can see the pictures of Veronica and the brothers that Katie provided. I'm not going to be the one that shows you that but they are on the internet where you can see it. So, let's just go there. Let's just start. Her family really needs to reel her in and get her under control because this is ridiculous. And her and Wrangler's grandma make a perfect couple. They got one thing in common. And it's not rugs. It's not rugs. But it rhymes with rugs. That's what I think. That's my opinion. Anyway, let everybody make it. Oh yeah, says she's the spokesperson for Veronica's family. And she's providing pictures. Let me show you. Okay. I'm going to share my screen. And is it this one? I think it is. Okay. You can go to the Mirror US. And it's got all kinds of stuff in here. The Mirror does. Okay. And you can click in it. You can read it. Several articles. And Katie's in most of them. But there was one particular article, which will be this one right here. This one right here. I'm going to be very, very careful. And if I move myself out of here, it's because I got too close to the picture that I don't want you to see. And then I'll come back. Let's see here. Kansas mom's brutal kidnap was brutal crime with custody battle at center, say authorities. Veronica Butler, 27, Joe and Kelly, 39, from Hugoton, were found dead in rural Texas County in Oklahoma on Sunday near their blood-splattered abandoned vehicle. You know, it's really strange, and I will tell you that I was in Guyman, and a friend of a friend actually hauled that car to Oklahoma with his tow service. And there was pictures of that car. Now, I can't prove it's the same car, but the pictures I was showed, it didn't have blood all in the car. I don't know. You could go get pictures from anybody, but I was shown pictures. The car looked like it could go to a car lot and be sold quickly. Okay, the kidnap and murder. I can't see chat right now, so hello to whoever's coming in. Kidnap and murder of the two Kansas mothers caught in a messy custody battle has been described as an absolutely brutal crime by authorities. I agree. It is a brutal crime. And I do believe everybody should pay for it. Court documents reveal that Veronica Butler, 27, Jill and Kelly, 39, were allegedly murdered due to dispute over child custody. And it just tells the whole story. Not far from blood-covered vehicle, which was discovered on March 30th. And then it says FBI Special Agent Sonia Garcia addressed the families during a press conference saying, I want to express our sincerest condolences to the families. This is April 16th. Okay. Now remember, the bodies were dug up on the 14th and they were arrested on the 13th. But, okay, so here was some pictures right here of Veronica and Jillian. Okay. These were taken, as you see, off of their Facebook. And she also hoped that the 4 arrests made over the weekend would bring some closure to the grieving families, pledging the Bureau would continue advocating for justice for Veronica and Jillian. Okay. And we all know that Jillian was supervising visits with the kids. Jillian was the original person. If they used, like, if Veronica, from the court records, if Veronica used one of her 3 people, which was Jillian, she had to pay for it. If they used one that Granny wanted, Granny had to pay for it. And Granny didn't like, Jillian was who Veronica was using. The way I understand it, that's who Wrangler, the only person Wrangler ever met, as a matter of fact. But, so Jillian was reporting back to the court, trying to help Veronica get, unsupervised custody, get her rights back. And that's when it upset Granny, and Granny used one of her people. But this particular weekend, she said her person wasn't available or not be available, so Veronica had to use one of her own, which was the original one, I believe, that did most of the visits would be Veronica. Okay. But my main thing is I want you guys to see this. Okay, so there's Tad. Okay. And that picture came from Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation. The custody battle started in 2019. The police managed to get a hold of the children's custody hearings where Rickman allegedly spoke about being threatened to be killed by his mother and her new partner, which would have been Tad. Okay. You guys know all this, so, okay. Here was a picture of Keith and Jillian. It's a very good picture. This picture came from Jillian's Facebook, okay? Now we're just going to keep going, and it talks about the whole case. Like I said, I cannot see chat. I will get to chat in a minute. There's Cora's picture, and that's from OSBI. I'm going to be very careful, so I know it's on the internet, and I know you can go look, and you can see the picture of Veronica with her half-brothers, but I'm not going to show it to you. But you just go to this mirror, and it's not the only place I found it. So, again, okay, Cole's picture, provided by Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation. And I will tell you that Miss Katie, she's talked to News Nation. I mean, they have it all in here. All you got to do is go to X and put in Kansas Moms, and it'll pull up every article. Go to Growth. It'll pull up every article. Okay. So there was that one. Let me go to chat, make sure, see what you guys are doing, because I'm definitely not going to show you. I'll show you where the picture is, but okay, let's see here. I don't know where I left off, so I think I left off with Tiny Tots. But welcome everybody, which aunt would be Katie. Katie Dean, you're going to see it written, Katie Dean. Same one that did the documentary. How many of you think that Veronica would have wanted Katie Dean to do that documentary? I'm just curious. Because if she was my family member, I'm telling you, I would not want her to be my spokesperson. Yes, it says she's the spokesperson for the family. in many of the articles. I couldn't even believe it. And that's not a laugh of funny. That's a laugh of unbelievable. Welcome, Queen Olive Ruthann. Good to see you. Hello. If I get through everybody here, get through the comments. Hey, Bry Guy. I'm great. I got a headache. Been doing a lot of investigating, so it's got me. I know you don't see any pictures. You're going to, Ostrich. I stopped it. I'm going to bring it up right now. Let me make sure that it's not on the picture itself, because I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to undo it, and then go back to it, okay? Just because it's so sad. It's so sad. Okay. And then hopefully this mirror thing will go away. Okay. Let me add you guys. It's under this one. And then it's got Brian Enton and the judge. And that picture was from News Nation. Judge in Kansas missing mom's murder mystery forced to step down after media interview. He's another one. I mean, he said he was at Tad's house when he was arrested. We know Grice was there. Was this judge really there? He said he had guns in his face, and it reminded him of the Vietnam War. I think we figured out that he probably wasn't old enough to be in the Vietnam War, right? Anyway, strange. Hello, Justice. From Maddie, Kaylee, Xana, and Ethan from the Idaho Corps. Welcome. I can see you on my TV. Okay, so I'm going to go real slow. This talks about the judge was forced to resign. Now, Katie does say good things about her niece. She talks about what a great mom her niece was and all that. See, Katie Dean provided this picture right here of Veronica. It says image, Katie Dean. And then here's Jillian's. They took it from Jillian's Facebook. Okay, speaking about his connections to Colum, this is talking about the judge. I'm going to read this. And another suspect, Tiffany Adams, 54. Mr. Forbes said he was there when the suspect's house was raided. He said, Tad and I have been working together the last month in a business, and I was down there when it was raided, he added. Being with a military past in Vietnam, it brought back some really bad memories. Looking down the barrel of those rifles was very hard for me. Okay. Describing his view of Colum, the judge said, Tad was one of the nicest, funniest people. I saw him on a daily basis this last month. We were working together. I couldn't even believe he was involved in it. As for Adams, the judge said he didn't see her a lot, but that he's known her for years. Mr. Forbes added that he always thought Adams was out just a bit, left field. But he added that, again, he just never believed they would do this kind of thing. Okay. Getting really close. This is it. So, oh no, this is the one of Tad and Cole. I know I'm getting close to the pictures, and they're two side by side, so I'm going to be really careful. Again, these two pictures that they used, Oklahoma State Bureau, and this one from a podcast. And this is of Four Corners, because I know that big old hole there in Four Corners. The news has also come out that the killings have been connected to an anti-government group who call themselves God's Misfits. When asked, Mr. Forbes said He had never ever heard of the group until the killings happened. Speaking about what he's learned and heard about the group since the news came to light, Mr. Forbes said, I can't say this for a fact, but what I've heard is it's kind of like a cult. A lot of cults use God as their background to justify what they're doing. To me, that's what it sounds like. The judge added that the group is anti-government. Okay. Then here's a picture of the raid. And that was from Nancy Liu, News Nation. Cutting away from the interview, the interviewer then says that in a strange twist, the judge has been forced to resign after giving the interview with News Nation. The interviewer said he was appointed by the mayor, and the mayor basically said, I'm not happy you did the interview, and I want your resignation. I think it goes back to how people are not wanting to talk around here and how powerful these suspects are, and now the judge is out of a job. Just for telling us the story this afternoon. The two moms, Veronica and Jillian, had planned with Adams, who is the grandmother of Veronica's two children, to meet at a highway intersection on the morning of March 3rd and pick up the 6 and 8-year-old. The 4 people arrested on Saturday on charges of kidnapping and first-degree murder include Adams and her boyfriend Colin, as well as Cora Twombly and her husband Cole Twombly. The group met regularly in a group they mysteriously call God's Misfits. Their arrest affidavit is revealed. Okay, this is it. And I'm barely going to show the top of it, and then I'll go out and I'll come show you the bottom of it. Okay? But over here on the right is going to be Veronica and her half-brothers. Okay, right here. This is going to be Veronica and her half-brothers. Okay? And it's a full picture, but I'm not going to show it to you. So hold on. I'm going to go out, and I'll bring this picture back with the bottom half of it. Okay? Again, somebody in that family needs to get control of that lady. Oh. Okay. This does have the full picture of both half-brothers. And it says, Veronica's family discovered the vehicle just a few miles from the meetup spot after the women's missed the kid's birthday party in Kansas. This image, Katie Dean. So, you tell me. Where'd they get the picture? They say Katie Dean. But it's Veronica and her half-brothers, and then this is a picture of Veronica and her daughter. So, somebody get control of her. She needs to stop what she's doing. Okay, so I'm getting rid of that. We're going to go to the next thing. So that should have cut that off. Go to chat here. I'm trying my best to keep up with chat. I'm disgusted. I'm just disgusted. Hi, bright guy. I'm good. Okay. Let's see here. I know you should have seen the pictures by now, though. But I cut out. I don't know how to blur out, so I just showed you the top half and the bottom half of that picture. It's in the Mirror. It's on the internet. They have a Facebook page. They have a Twitter page, and they have a website. Didn't see any pictures. Well, I'm behind in chat, so you probably saw them. Yes, I am not going to show that picture. I showed you the top half and the bottom half to prove that's the receipt. I'm not comfortable because that is said. That's the children's services from Kansas. That's one of them is the boy that had a substantiated case, actually 3 cases. So, yeah, I'm not going to share that. And it's not to be rude. I just, listen, the kid has to go to school. Like somebody, I would say Amanda's mom should be telling her sister, you call that, you call that, well, there's more than one. You call everybody that you've talked to and tell them to get my kids' pictures off their pages. That's what I'd be doing. But hey, I'm just saying they're on the internet. It's really easy to find them. Hello, hello to everyone. Then I want to go into this next one. One Law 214. I saw you earlier. Did you see me? What was we watching? Pascal. I saw you in Pascal, One Law. I saw you early on Pascal. I said hi to you. Hey everyone, I'm going to listen while I was my hair. Hope everyone's doing well. It's a great Sunday. It's 60. Oh, I went to fan. I've even got the fan in the window. It's 62 degrees in Wichita right now. 62. Switching to lesson 2. All right. Bianca says, hope you're well too. One Law 214. Love to rock and gang, Fry Guy says. Listening while you wash your hair. It's halfway down the article. Yeah, I just went down the article really slow. Who made her the spokesperson? Well, I don't know. Because that would be the last person I'd make a spokesperson. Okay. Who gave her permission to go do the documentary? I mean, seriously? Huge disappointment. If I was family, I'd be highly disappointed. And even if she's not my family, because of a divorce or whatever, and I'm on the other side of the family, huge disappointment. I'm fixing my fan. But she seems to do a lot and open her mouth a lot. Weston, you staying or going? Come on, decide. All right. So, anyway, Mirror is just one of them you can find it at. It's at a few, so. Sometimes it's hard to get all the hellos in. Well, I agree, Ostrich. If I was a family member, she wouldn't know nothing. And again, I'm going to release the text messages where she sent me the audio, and it says, my sister don't need to know that I got this. And then she sends me another message telling me the girl's name, and the OSBI is her sister just got with her. She says her sister's name just got with me, and they have her, the girl that took the audio, in OSBI talking to her right now. And she says, I don't know how true it is. We'll have to wait and see. And that's the audio with what everybody thinks was Larry Sal's. But now I find a Clyde. He's got like 6 aliases. So is his name Clyde? Because I believe it is. But y'all know him as Larry. And listen, some people think this case is over. I'm one that don't. Because there's just so much. There's so much. Would you believe that Clint Twombly has a 1998 gooseneck trailer, white, registered to him? I can't seem to find the serial number on that gooseneck trailer. But Clint Twombly has a 1998 gooseneck trailer that's white. Oh, so confused on some of this. I feel bad for her dad and his side of the family. I do too. It's sad. And I'll tell you, people listen, Katie was around the dad when she was in high school. She was around Veronica's dad a lot. Listen, people tell me stories, and there was a lot going on in that family. I will say that. that family's had a lot of drama for a lot of years before any grandkids came along. And I'm not going to say most families do have a lot of drama. But when something like this happens, usually the family stays low so that the skeletons in the closet don't come out. But then you got these certain family members that for some reason want to talk and want everybody to know your business. And then they get their hands on a children's services document and shares it with everybody, which had about 42 people in Discord. No telling who else she shared it with. Hello, Carla Watson. Hello, Lavender. So, and here's my other thing. And I'm just going to play it. But I'm addicted to the first 48 hours. And I dug and dug and dug because I wanted to find it to show it to you. It's like she wants fame or to feel important for a horrible reason. Exactly. Exactly. Have you not seen my page? I'll show you my page. I made a couple videos about her because she disgusts me. I'll show you my page real quick. I'll show you my page. Let me just show you my page. If you haven't seen this, this is how I feel about her. It's my opinion. It's my page. Let's see here. I'm going to view my channel. I'm going to show you. Share screen. Let's share my channel. Okay, here's my channel. Okay, let's go to the shorts. Well, maybe it's under videos. Oh, it's under shorts. Let's go to shorts. Okay, here you go.
Pretending to be a genuine good person. I said what I said. You know what's worse than a shitty ass person? It's a shitty ass person pretending to be a genuine good person.
There you go. I did that one.
You know what's worse than a shitty ass person?
I did do one other thing, which was this right here.
Shut the fuck up.
This is where she texted me the Verner findings. And she said she tried to message Canyon, but I'm not sure he'll see it. That's Wrangler's brother. What the crud did Lauren say about letters that's just creepy. So Mandy just informed me that Blank was asked to turn over recording. Jason Orr, I've heard, is interviewing her over that as well as withholding. Not sure how true this is because the source and things she did lately.
You know what's worse than a
crap.
Shut the fuck up. Shut all the way the fuck up until you reach the top of Shut Fuck Mountain where there are no more fuck ups to shut. Shut the fuck up.
Exactly. That's how I feel.
Shut all the way the fuck up until you reach the top of Shut the Fuck Up Mountain where there are no more fuck ups to shut.
Okay. Yeah. There you go. And I've got 122 messages from her. And I got a lot. It's okay, Ostrich. You're always here. And if there's, if you're behind, come into Discord. I'll catch you up. Okay, I want to show you guys this too. This is unbelievable. Okay, so we know Grice was there when Tad got arrested. Okay? But they didn't arrest him. And then I'd heard rumor, I wasn't in the last court hearing, but I'd heard rumor that OSBI had met with Grice at Four Corners, and Grice admitted to everything, but OSBI said they didn't have a search warrant, so they couldn't arrest him. Since when can you not get he just admitted to the murders. Since when can you not even do an email or keep him right there detained, not arrested, detained, send somebody to the judge's house and get a search warrant signed? Like, how hard is that to do? But no, you don't do that. I'm telling you, you guys got to get this out of that area. You got the DA and the DA task force supposedly being investigated because of the trucker. When you have a CDL, any tickets you get, you can't get diversion on them. That's federal law. But they made over $2 million supposedly and can't account for that money. So supposedly there's an investigation going. That came out under Oklahoma Watch, excuse me, clear back on February 12th. Since then, a couple news stations has picked it up. I sent it to News Channel 3. Hopefully they pick it up. I know there's an Amarillo station that picked it up. It wasn't KFDA. It was a Channel 4. You can go look at it there. But this is your good old buddy system. And if you guys want justice, you got to get it out of that good old buddy system. Not only that, we've talked about the Brady Giglio list. We know that Oklahoma is not conforming to the Brady list. We know that the sheriff of Texas County is on that Brady list. And we also know the head DA guy, drug task force guy, got a embezzlement charge. He was indicted by a grand jury, and he's the head DA task force guy. Now listen, Oklahoma is the only place that I believe has a DA task force agents. In Kansas, we have your city police, your sheriffs, your state police, KBI, and then it goes federal. In Oklahoma, you got your city police, you got your sheriffs, you got these DA task force appointed by the DA. I don't really know what their job is. You got OSBI, and then you go Fed, right? So why do you even have DA task force in Oklahoma? Is that extra taxpayers' money that just gets put to the side? And my other question is the DA that's there was appointed by the governor because the other DA got sick. It's usually an elected position. You just had an election for sheriff. Why was there not an election ran for the DA? Or is that ran with your governor race? And when's your next governor's race? That's every 4 years, right? When's your next governor's race? I don't know. I think that if your attorney general of the state and your governor says this is way too much drama down here, and listen, your taxpayers, you paid their salary. You paid their salary. You make enough noise, and listen, it's legal to protest. You just don't do anything stupid. You can protest and walk on the sidewalk. That's legal. That's your First Amendment right. You can do that. You just can't do stupid stuff like way back in the defund the police. Which reminds me, with all the defund the police, again, I'm not going to get off of these body camera things. Why is Texas County not wearing body cameras? And I don't think they're the only sheriff department in Oklahoma not wearing body cameras. But somebody needs to account for why they purchase body cameras and they don't wear them. But now we're going to get to Grice. So Grice has his finger almost lashed off. He's drunk the first interview, supposedly. And then we hear, they had the second interview and OSBI says there's forensic evidence. And yeah. And he says, okay, I did it. I was part of it. And he tells them everything. And they said, well, we can't arrest you. We don't have a warrant. Go home. We'll call you. Well, let's play that. Because I found it. I had to dig with the mods, the team. We dug. We found something that'll show you a bit of that. And you've seen it. You probably just didn't catch it. Okay? Is what I'm thinking. Is you probably just didn't catch it. Is it this one? Let's see. Okay. We're going to go with this one. Okay. I'm going to give it a minute to get on the screen because I got my TV going so I know that you guys are here. Okay, here we go. We're going to play it.
That he told his wife about what happened after the murders. He said her not facing charges is not part of his plea agreement. Paul also admitted to perjuring himself, lying under oath in 2 interviews with OSBI, but said his testimony on Tuesday and Wednesday is the truth. Tad Colum's attorneys cited a previous interview that Paul did with OSBI where he said that Veronica, quote, smelled evil and that he had no remorse. We also learned a bit more about why Paul Grice was not arrested with the others. Paul said in April he willingly met with law enforcement at the Four Corners, and after being confronted with forensic DNA and told his name was being thrown around, he confessed. However, there was not a warrant for his arrest. He was allowed to go home and gave investigators his word that if a warrant was issued, he would come back and turn himself in, which he did. Paul Grice said he took the plea deal to get off the death penalty and to bring closure to the families. He said when he
Let me play that for you.
warrant was
One more
issued,
time. Because there wasn't a warrant issued? Are you kidding me?
not arrested with the others. Paul said in April he willingly met with law enforcement at the Four Corners, and after being confronted with forensic DNA and told his name was being thrown around, he confessed. However, there was not a warrant for his arrest. He was allowed to go home and gave investigators his word that if a warrant was issued, he would come back and turn himself in, which he did. Paul Grice said he took the plea deal to get off the death penalty and to bring closure to the families. He said when he started attacking Veronica, a door closed in his brain and he knew it was wrong, but that he was too far in to stop. Citing the medical examiner's report in the preliminary hearings, attorneys said that Veronica was stabbed about 30 times. Jillian Kelly stabbed with the same knife about 16 times. Coming up tonight at 10, I'll have a look at key pieces of testimony from the past 2 days in the preliminary hearings. Here for you in Guyman, Oklahoma, Julia Thatcher, KSN News.
There you go. Exactly, Skyline. Like, what we got? Do we got Barney Five there or what? Who's running the show down there? Like, I've never seen anything like it. He admits to it. Okay, so they've got forensic evidence, okay? And maybe they hadn't got it back yet, and it was leading to Paul Grice. So they go have a meeting with him. He admits to the murders, and they say, oh, go home. And because we don't got a warrant. When we get a warrant, we'll have you come back in. How does that work? Honestly, how does that work? You don't have a judge anywhere in them 4 counties that, remember, the DA task force and the DA, Buddy Leach, is the DA in Texas County, Beaver County, Harper County, and Cimarron County. You can't find a judge to sign a warrant of a guy that just confessed. I mean, I would say they're lucky that he even stuck around. And also, the other thing that I was looking at. So on the 24th of April, Paul Grice, listen, if you only saw my notebooks, they're thick. But on the 24th of April, Paul Grice filled out his affidavit for, needing help for attorney. And he has to fill everything out who's in his household. So his wife don't have his last name. I found that really strange. And the other thing is, it's on the paperwork. That's the same last name. She has the same last name as Jillian. And listen, that's a common maiden name. So, Kelley is common. But I found it really strange that Grice's wife didn't have his last name when you listed her and who all was in his household. Hey, Beach Baby. Yeah, that wouldn't work in Kansas. That wouldn't work anywhere. I mean, Jesus. That wouldn't work anywhere. Somebody admits, you're calling them in for a reason because you got evidence that's leading to them. They confess, and you say, oh, go home, smoke a few cigarettes, drink a couple of beers, and when we get a warrant, we'll come get you. Or go home and take your family and leave the country because it might take us a while to get the warrant. I can't figure out And this is where court's going to become really important. Unless somebody here has it, because I don't. I can't find it in any paperwork. What day did OSBI meet him at Four Corners? And he confessed, and they let him go. Because it looks like to me on paperwork, they didn't arrest him until April 24th. Because he had his first court appearance, his arraignment on May 1st. And it looks like he was arrested on the 24th. So when did they meet him at? How long did it take them to get this damn search warrant or this arrest warrant? How long did it take OSBI to get their arrest warrant? And why was it so hard to get it? This guy just confessed to everything. And you're sending him home? I don't buy it. I just don't buy it. Yeah, I know you did, but this is just weird. They're young and they have kids together. I think that makes a difference when you have kids together too. I find it weird. I don't find it weird in your spot, girly girl, because I know your situation. I find it weird in Grice's spot that he's so young and they have children together. And it's just weird. I find it weird. So then I also wanted to go over, I marked it in my book here because, again, listen, Rock is not your genius here when it comes to, I don't know how to bring stuff that's in my files to share with you in this damn StreamYard. And honestly, I don't have the brain space to try to figure it out. But I want to go over the great grandma, Debbie, and her little remarks that she made that she says happened. Because every time I watch something, there's always more. I always find more. Yeah, see, so here's Paul Grice's preliminary to examination. They had a hearing, let's see here, and that was dated Wednesday, 5/15/24. So, and then, so his first court hearing, it looks like, was 5/15/24. And that, I was at that one. But he filled out all of his paperwork on 4/30/24. So was he arrested on 4/30/24? And when was that hearing that he had? And then he had 3 children in the home and then his wife. And it asked about a previous job. He worked for Schwann's Home Service, $18 an hour, almost a year. Why did you quit? He moved back to help family, is what he said. But let's also get back to the Cora story too. It's all together. It's all together. CW described Cora Cole, Adams, Paul Grice as being part of an anti-government group that had religious affiliation. Through the OSBI investigation, it was learned that they called the group God's Misfits. Regular meetings are held weekly at Twombly's and the home of Barrett and Lacey Cook. Okay, so that brings me to the Barrett and Lacey Cook. Where are they at? They're the ones that had the kids, right? Watch the kids for Granny. And was they ever brought in? Or did you just not have a warrant to bring them in either? Or did they refuse to come in and talk to OSBI? I mean, and I heard, have you guys heard this? I heard that Barrett and Lacey Cook moved and that Grice's wife moved with them. I don't know. I wonder how many people at the Easter pageant he was in right afterwards were onto him. Well, we know that Cole and Cora went to it. We know that his hand was bandaged up. I'm sure a ton, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Cora and Cole went to the same pageant. Although I am not sure the people in the pageant knew he knew those people, I think it was a complete different group. It was a pageant he did every year, so I don't know. I don't know. But so, in case you guys haven't read this, I'm going to read it to you. Rickman's grandmother, Debbie Knox Davis, reported that in mid to late February 2024, that Rickman told her that they didn't have to worry about the custody battle much longer because Adams had it under control. That Adams knew the path the judge walked to work, and we will take out Veronica at drop-off. Rickman was confirmed to be in a rehabilitation facility in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma at the time of the disappearance. The children remain in the custody of Adams. Rickman denied having told Knox that information. Well, what kind of grandma is she anyway? And is there any kind of police report that was done? Okay? Because CW does talk about it too. But people got mad because they thought CW should have went to the police. Listen, if she would have went to the police on that first attempt, she couldn't prove anything, for one. And two, they would have just thought it was a teenager fighting with the parents. So to blame CW for not reporting the attempt in February, do you guys realize that Veronica's birthday was February 28th? Okay? Granny bought them phones on February 13th, the burner phones, at Walmart in Guyman, the day before Valentine's Day. Yeah, it's all in that case. I agree. Okay, let's make sure we're getting to the nut case, Granny. Yeah. Listen, the police wouldn't have done anything if she went to them, and her life would have been hell. Okay, I think we can all agree to that. I still say she's a hero. Okay, now I'm going to read you some more, but this is also my police are friends with the people. Yeah, the police are friends with the people she would have been accusing. Exactly, Ostrich, you hit it on the head. Absolutely. But listen, so they see blood by the car. Why don't they got helicopters in the air? I mean, that's at 10 something in the morning that aunt and uncle finds the car. The police come. They see blood. Somebody's badly injured. Why don't you got helicopters in the air looking for these women? Can you not pull them kind of resources? I mean, because they do everywhere else. Why was there not a search? The only search that I saw was one with Derek and his wife coming back from Guyman and saw the fire department and farmers walking the fields both sides of 95. I didn't see any police walking them fields. I went back and watched them videos several times. I can't show you them videos because I'm not going to have them strike my channel again. At one time, he said I could use his stuff, and then he changed his mind. So we're not even going to go there again. But let me read this to you. On April 1st, 2024, OSBI agents obtained a search warrant for Adams' cellular phone. That's April 1st. Now, mind you, they disappeared on March 30th. Easter was March 31st. April 1st would have been that Monday. Okay? April Fool's Day. On April 1st, 2024, OSBI agents obtained a search warrant for Adams' phone. OSBI agents performed an extraction on the device. Information gained from the device included web searches for taser pain level, gun shops, prepaid cellular phones, and how to get someone out of their house. I'm going to have to say, the one, how to get someone out of the house, who Googles that? I mean, seriously, who Googles that? Throw a rock through the window. You'll get them out of the house. I mean, who Googles how to get someone out of the house? Okay. They knew they were gone. Yeah, they had to have. But they didn't have the bodies. So if you don't have the bodies, why are you not still searching? Why ain't you searching for the unalived bodies then? You know, Leroy? That's what I agree with you. They knew they were gone. Okay. The criminals are friends with the police in Texas County, Myrtle Beach, Canton, Massachusetts, just to name a few. Yep. Yep. Okay. On April 3rd, 2024, OSBI interviewed CW, age 16 years old. CW is the daughter of Cora Twombly, and it says her dad's name, but I'm not going to say it. But the paperwork is public record. Cora is married to Cole Twombly. CW stated that she had overheard group conversations related to Butler not protecting her children from her brother, all in reference to a sexual abuse allegation. CW advised that she was told by Cora that Adams, Cora, Cole, and Paul Grice were involved in the deaths of Butler and Kelly. She stated that Adams had provided burner phones to use so they could communicate without using their personal devices. CW saw 2 burner phones charging on Cora's nightstand in her bedroom. CW described Cora, Cole, Adams, Colum, and Paul Grice as being part of the anti-government group that had religious affiliation. I know I read this and I'm going to read it again. Through OSBI investigation, it was learned that they called themselves God's Misfits. Regular meetings were held at Twombly's and the home of Barrett and Lacey Cook. CW was told on March 29, 2024 that Cora and Cole would not be home in the morning when she woke and were going to be on a mission. When CW awoke at approximately 10 o'clock hours, Cora and Cole were not home, but came home before or around 12 o'clock, which would be noon. CW knew that Cole and Cora took a blue and gray Chevrolet pickup owned by them and a blue flatbed pickup owned by Clint Twombly when they left and returned in the same vehicles. And then they say the girl's name, and I'm not going to repeat it, but shame on the DA for letting her name get out there because it says it. So CW was told to clean the interior of the Chevrolet pickup. CW asked Cora what happened and was told that things didn't go as planned, but that they would not have to worry about her, Butler, again. CW asked about Kelly and why she had to die and was told by Cora that she wasn't an innocent either, as she had supported Butler. CW asked Cora if their bodies were put in a well, and Cora replied something like that. CW also disclosed that other attempts, this is the other thing I want to bring up. So not only is Wrangler's grandma saying this, okay, CW is saying it, because it's in the paperwork. But my point is why is the great-grandma of Wrangler's even sticking her neck out here? What's going on here? Because I went through all the child custody, and I mean, Tiffany had her in court, and Wrangler, or Veronica, actually it was Veronica had her in court, for the turkeys pecking the kid, the 2-year-old daughter. She was having her 2-year-old great-granddaughter as a chore to feed these turkeys, and these turkeys was pecking the granddaughter in the face. Anyway, it says here, CW also disclosed that another attempts to kill Butler occurred during February of 2024 near Hugoton, Kansas, in which Adams, Colum, and Cora went to Hugoton. But Butler did not leave her residence. Now, CW is saying Adams, Colum, and Cora. I don't see Cole written right here. Okay? CW confirms Adams, Colum, and Cora went to Hugoton. But Butler did not leave her residence. This is consistent with the web search discovered on Adam's phone about how to get someone out of their house. CW stated that Cora told her that the plan to kill Butler in Kansas was to get in front of her while she was driving and throw the anvil. Okay. Now, there was questions on whether or not Cora's being truthful. And it says it right here that it was, according to CW, the ones that went there, Rickman's grandmother, she didn't say who went there. She just said that in mid to late February 2024, that Rickman told her they didn't have anything to worry about. I don't believe that conversation happened. So anyway, but it's, and Rickman denied it. So Rickman denied having told Knox that information. The CW says that Adams, Colin, and Cora went to Hugoton. But Butler didn't leave her residence. So that answers that. Because the question had come up. The questions had come up if Cole was with them when they did the attempt in Hugoton. And according to CW, that would be a no. They don't look like it was. Okay? I'm just reading the paperwork and going over the paperwork, and it's just, all of it is crazy. When another one of the mods brought it to my attention on all the property that Clint Twombly owns, he owns a 1998 gooseneck white trailer. I mean, does anybody know? I mean, it shows in the interview on News Nation with Allison. She shows, let me see if I can't pull that up real quick. Let me go to chat real quick. The criminals are friends with the police in Texas County. Yeah, we did that. Hi, Lollipop. Well, hell, the police are friends with all these people. But truthfully, that's 3 people that have said Granny would take care of Veronica on exchange. CW, Wrangler, and his grandmother, right? Wrangler, he never knew that. As far as I know, he did not know that. His grandma says he told her that, but I don't think that's true. But that's my personal opinion. And I don't have any paperwork saying he told her that. And there's no police report. If this Debbie Knox knew, why didn't she file a police report? Everybody wants to blame it on CW, a 16-year-old girl. What about this great-grandma? Why didn't she report it since she knew about it? Ask yourselves that. That's why I said people are inserting themselves in this case that make me go, what? Are you kidding me? One law. Yes, it's crazy. Yes, the Hendersonville, Tennessee. That's another crazy one. Listen, at some point you got to stand up for your rights and start making the police accountable. You know, I know it's much easier. I mean, for instance, okay, what's his name? Benny? I think it's Benny. The Marine that rides the subway in New York. And that guy came on and was threatening everybody on the train. And again, he's retired Marine. He puts him in a chokehold, ends up killing the guy. Okay? But the guy's crazy, going nuts, threatening to kill everybody. Benny wasn't trying, I think that's his name, Benny. Benny wasn't trying to kill him. He was trying to restrain him, to keep him from hurting anybody else on that train, on the transit. He had to go through a trial. The Marine had to go through a trial. And listen, if he would have been found guilty of murder, I think this whole world would have come unglued. I really do. Because he saved everybody on that train. But what it teaches people is to look the other way, because if you get involved, you're liable to get charged. And that's not the way society should be. We should be able to look out for our neighbors and look out for one another. If you see your neighbors get into a fight and somebody's getting hurt next door, You should be able to go over and calm them down and get in between them. And if things get crazy, be able to defend yourself. The way America's gotten now, you can't even defend yourself. Okay? That's what sucks. You can't even defend yourself. When you're helping somebody else out, if somebody dies, you're going to get charged for it. I got to look up his name because it's going to drive me nuts. I watched that whole trial. I watched it when it happened, and it was just, it was horrible. Daniel Penny. It was Daniel Penny. And that sucks so bad. That sucked for that guy so bad. And then he had to go through a whole trial when he was actually protecting people on the train. Let's see here. I want to see if... And then he got honored. It looks like 3 days ago, Daniel Penny got honored for his actions on the subway. Let me show you guys this. That was a case that really got me because he did stand up. Trying to think of the other kid when they were burning down the cities and he went with his rifle and was helping protect his friend's property, and a guy pulled a gun on him. He shot and killed him. I can't remember that kid's name. I should know it. But here's Daniel Penny right here. Donald Trump knew exactly who to call to connect with Daniel Penny. That is the Marine right there. The Marine that saved people on the train. And he's riding the train again. He's back on the train. That's how he commutes. See here, I had not seen this, so I'm here. I'm going to listen to it. After he had to go through a murder trial. This poor guy had to go through a murder trial. This was 3 days ago. I didn't realize it was on the board, but I find it great. I find it great. But yeah, so you can't just step out your door and help your neighbor either, because then you're involved in something. So you're driving down the street and you see a couple fighting. Just know that if you stop and get involved, you very well have got yourself into a bind. And it shouldn't be that way. Let's see here. True. That's messed up. And Deb C says messed up. There, Leroy, I made your comment better. That's funny. He sure did save everyone. He did. I could not believe they were trying to charge him with murder. What's the other one's name? Almost like Kyle Rittenhouse. Kyle Rittenhouse. I watched every bit of that trial too when Black Lives Movement was going through and they were destroying the cities and actually killed a retired police officer that was a security guard, but he was a retired police officer. Kyle Rittenhouse, went to try to help save people's property there, and he ended up falling. A guy had a gun to him, and he shot him. And he also had to go to a trial, a murder trial. Nobody wants to go through a murder trial because you can be innocent as all get out. The whole thing of you're innocent until proven guilty, I don't believe that exists anymore. And that's my opinion. I think you're guilty until you prove yourself innocent anymore. And that's a shame. It's supposed to be up to the DA to prove your guilt, have all that information. But so many people gets in a situation. So do I think, listen, I'll tell you this too. I was watching the Proud Boys today. They had a press conference. The Proud Boys. You know, I really didn't know who the Proud Boys was. But I found out today, 22 years Green Beret, 17 years Army Rangers. They're veterans. They are veterans. The Proud Boys are veterans. And anyway, they were talking about the January 6th thing and what they're doing and the lawsuit that they're filing and all that. But I was one of the people that thought the Proud Boys, because I really didn't dig into them, that maybe they were a white supremacist group. Well, I found out today that's not true. They're veterans. And it's a 45-minute video, but it was good. I watched it. It was good. I enjoyed watching it. One Law 214. Oh, yes, Ostrich 29. I was thinking about him past week because it's been a year. The FBI lady intimidated that something is about to break. What did I miss? Kyle was being attacked and the shot those thugs. Yeah, he was on the ground yeah. And listen, white people can be thugs too, but I will say this was during the Black Lives Movement and the Defund Me the Police. But Kyle Rittenhouse went to help save stuff from being burnt down, and he ended up also in a murder trial. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to be in a murder trial, okay? I don't want to be being accused of murder. And how far will you go to protect your neighbor? If you see something go down, that's why so many people just turn their head and look the other way anymore. Because the good people that step up, like Daniel Penny, Kyle Rittenhouse, they do the right thing, and then they end up in a murder trial and in jail for months. Like, the system's broke. And I said I wouldn't talk a lot about Trump on this channel. We'll talk about it on Dabbles. But I think we got an administration now that's done with the bullshit. It's going to take some control. That's my opinion. I'll leave it at that. Usher 29. Not to mention Fulton County, Georgia. Some corrupt mess up to appellate court. I'm telling you. But, we got to start calling them out. Veterans are fed up with all the bullshit. Yeah. Listen, I watch Bear. You guys know I watch, you name it, I watch it. That's mostly what I watch is the veterans on their podcasts. Sean Ryan is one of my favorites. But something about his voice, and his are usually 7-8 hours long. I fall asleep. And then I try to watch the rest of it when I have a chance. And then I fall asleep. And then I go, because it's that good. But Sean Ryan has a really good voice. And he's bringing in all these vets. And talking to all these vets. And they're talking about a lot of things. I mean, that's how the thing got broke with the guy that took the Tesla truck. He was also a Green Beret, Army Green Beret. Drone operator that blew up that Tesla truck. Yes, join Dabbles. And we'll talk politics and everything over there. Because, I do realize there's people in other countries. It wasn't people in our country that complained, okay? But because Trump, I'm just going to say it. Because Trump's pulling out, he's not pulling out of NATO. What he's saying is, we are paying way more for NATO than any other country, and it's going to stop. Well, some people in other countries who I think dearly of, who I really like, took it wrong and then started hating Trump and actually got really upset because they thought Trump pulled out of NATO. Well, Trump's just saying everybody's got to do their fair share, okay? We can't be paying 3 times the amount as everybody else. Everybody needs to be paying their fair share. That's what Trump says. The Trump found Stacey Abrams $2 billion slush funds she accumulated in 10 years. Listen, I am a firm believer. Here we go. Here we go dabbling right here on this channel. But we're going to do it. We're here. We're going to do it. I think there should be a term limit on Congress. Okay, just like there is on the president. 8 years, you're out. You're gone. You need fresh blood in there. I mean, what do you guys think? Don't you think there should be a term limit? And how do you come to be worth? How much is Nancy Pelosi worth? Let's look. Let's just look. We'll Google it. And I'll share it with you. Nancy Pelosi, what's her net worth? I heard also that Elon actually has found a lot more stuff. Okay, let me bring you guys on here. Let's just bring up Nancy. Good old Nancy. Oh, here. Doug's was white. Doug's was white in Kyle's case. Yes, I think there needs to be term limits also. Yes, term limits all the way. And we the people, we got to get that to change. Can't have the same old people in there. And they're filling their own pockets. Oh, so I saw a thing yesterday where Elon found where Biden was getting kickbacks. So, interesting as interesting is. Let's look at the 7 richest politicians in Congress, okay? Let's go there. 7 of the richest politicians in U.S. Congress, net worth ranked from Mitt Romney and ex-House Speaker Nancy Pelosi to Levi Strauss here and Donald Trump impeachment. Let me just continue. I don't know why Google always wants me to put my crap in there, but I'm not accepting their cookies. So what are you doing here? 7 of the richest politicians. So it's going to go blank for a minute, but it's going to come back up. So no, I'm not doing that. Okay, they want me to sign up. It's not happening. Let's do the Nancy Pelosi again. How much? I'm just going to say how much is Nancy Pelosi worth? I got enough things I'm subscribed to. I don't need any more. Well, just her stock trades turned a $75,000 investment into a $235,000 investment. Let me add you guys here. And I will get to chat. I'm sorry. I will get to chat. But you go pull all of them. Here, Joe Rogan's going to tell you. I love me some Joe Rogan. So, yeah, I mean, he tells you. Joe Rogan tells you. Love me some Joe Rogan. Never made over $175,000 a year. That's all of them. That's all of them. So yeah, there should be a term limit. And how are they getting so rich? This is crazy. Crazy. Inside trading help old Nancy out. That's right. It did. I don't think that was it. But yeah, you know, I'm going to give you an example. The Machinist Union here. They got some corrupt people in a while back. Okay. And the head business rep, the DBR, he hired his brother to come in and do all the computers, paid him thousands of dollars. The secretary that was elected, she paid her husband to come in and paint the building. Okay, all the rooms in the building, thousands of dollars. So what happens is, I never look at Facebook, but I'll try to look at it. Okay, I see your comment down there. I'm getting to it, and I'll try to go look at it. But anyway, I'm not a Facebook person. I have a Facebook, and when I did that, I had a couple people that was running the Facebook, but then come to find out, when you post anonymously on Facebook, your moderators can still see who posted. And I had a moderator that was sharing with other people anonymous posts and who that person was posting. And so I did away with the Facebook. It's still there, but yeah, I just don't. I basically went and I had to unfriend everybody on it because it really bothered me. Because if you're going to be able to post anonymous, it's just stay anonymous. And this was the second set of mods. And this one particular person called me one day and said, hey, I can't get a hold of so-and-so, which was one of my mods. And it wasn't Girly Girl. Okay, I'll just tell you that right now. It wasn't her. Anyway, she couldn't get a hold. It was Jamie's Cowboys. I'm just going to tell you it was. She couldn't get a hold of Jamie's Cowboys. She said, I need you to go in and look and see who posted that anonymous. I said, it's anonymous. What do you mean go in and look? She said, yeah, you could go in. She showed me how to go in and look. And I said, well, Facebook's done. And I'm not telling you who posted it. By God, if it says anonymous, it should be anonymous. And I'm a firm believer in that. So that right there tells you why my Facebook is not very active. Because for one, I'm not very good at Facebook. And for two, if I can't trust a certain person, I know I can trust Girly Girl on anything. But I couldn't trust this other person. And Girly Girl works 2 jobs. If I can't trust who says they know Facebook and they're going to keep it private, like I said, I never even knew that if you posted anonymous, that the person that owns the channel, which was me, and their moderators could see your real name posting. Well, that's not very anonymous to me. So, who would blame him if he did pull out? It was the Five Eyes that spied on citizens to pass off to DNC. A loophole for spying on Americans. But we do need the Alliance for Safety. We do, but we can't be paying for it all. And that's what was done. And I will go look at that here in just a moment. Define Schultz. I will try to go look at it here in just a moment. Okay. Stacey Abrams was never elected governor, but Soros and Act Blue invested in her for her mules and ballot harvesting in 2020 election. It don't surprise me. It don't surprise me. And then we got the Panhandle, where, I mean, people are murdered and it's ruled suicide. People disappear. They're never found. They're never looked for. There's never an investigation. Wow. Wow. I remember when they voted themselves unlimited terms. Excuse when they couldn't finish projects within 2 terms in Senate and 4 in the House. Well, we need to go back to where there's limited terms. I mean, I liked Bob Dole, but I mean, look how long he did it too. He died a millionaire too. He had a lot of money. It is a list of the richest people in the Senate and Congress. Oh, thank you. Thank you. In May 1995, one thing I'm going to bring up here in just a second. One thing I do want to bring up, if you're new to YouTube, do not use your real name, okay? I can't say it enough. These YouTube streets are rough. They're rough. I said, no, I'm the captain of the YouTube streets. Ask Miss Kelly. You know, ask Heather Fitzgerald. Before I was a YouTube creator, I was a sub, and I was in a lot of channels. And listen, I remember telling my husband, you aren't going to believe this, but I'm in a gang. He said, what, you're in a gang? I said, yeah, I'm in a gang. And we're on a ship. He said, what? I said, yeah, I'm the captain of the gang. He said, you're a gang on the ship? You're the captain? I said, yep, that's the YouTube streets. So it's always been a joke. So if you see people coming in saying, hey, captain, not like, let's see here. There's still, like I said, Heather Fitzgerald, she knows. There's still quite a few from the Idaho 4 case that'll come in and say, hey, Captain, how's it going? That's what that's about. Okay, one law says in May 1995, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled 5-4 in U.S. term limits, Inc. versus Thompson, 514 U.S. 779, 1995, that states cannot impose term limits upon their federal representatives or senators. Well, they need to. They need to. They need to figure out a way to change it. And now's the time. Please note the INC on the Plaintiff Congress. The INC. Gotcha. And Deb C says, one law I know all about, Soros and Act Blue. Yeah, I think they should try to vote again. I do too. I mean, I think it's ridiculous. I think it's good to have people with knowledge in there, but I also think it's good to have fresh blood in there. Okay? Because I thought we were draining that swamp. Not draining the swamp if you're keeping the same people in Congress for 50 years. It makes no sense to me. Anyway, it makes no sense. But we are the people. We are the ones that vote on stuff like that. We are the ones that push the agenda. So, they always say the squeaky wheel is the one that gets heard. You can't just sit back, and I can't just sit back and just say, Rick, damn it. I just wish there was a limit on these damn congressmen and these senates, because this is ridiculous. I'm the person that will go, I'll go to Washington with you. Like, I'll make a stink. I'll use my First Amendment. Guess who was POTUS? Clinton. One of my very good friends, his name is Jim Tyler. He was Secret Service for the Clintons. And he stayed Secret Service for the Clintons after Clinton was no longer in office, but he's retired now. And then he took a job with the Machinists Union doing all their audits and made really good money. But he told us some stories. I'm telling you, he told us some stories about the Clintons, especially Hillary. And it was like, whoa, this is crazy. Now, he had pictures. I can't prove that he was Secret Service. He's my friend, and I believe him to be telling the truth. And he had pictures. But, hey, he could have been just somebody saying stuff. A lot of times people will be sitting there telling stories, and I'm usually the one that, if somebody's telling a story and it really just don't involve me and it's not hurting anybody, I'm the one that'll be going, yeah, bullshit to myself. But I let it go, because even though I know it's bullshit, it's their story, so I let them tell it. But there is things that I do stand up and say shit on. But, if I'm at a party and somebody's saying something that I know is not right, but it's not hurting anything, my husband will look at me like, are you going to say something? I'm like, it's their story. Let them tell it. It's not going to hurt anybody. That story that they're telling is not going to hurt anybody. So let's let it be told. You know how many times we've been at Red Lobster eating, and you can hear everybody's conversation in there? That's another thing. You go out to eat, pay attention to what you're saying, because you don't know who's sitting behind you on the other side of the booth, or on the other side of the booth behind whoever's sitting across from you. Listen, some of the best gossip is while you're eating supper, eat now, because then people talk a lot, and they say a lot. We used to go to lunch, me and my grandpa, to a place called Riverside Cafe, and a lot of judges went there, and a lot of attorneys, and they would talk about the cases that they were doing that morning, and we could hear them, and I'd just look at my grandpa going, should they be talking about this stuff? And he was like, ignore it. So I ignored it. I'm just saying, be careful where you're at when you're repeating stuff. It should be overturned by Ann Bondi suing for term limits, using Feinstein, McConnell, Biden, and Pelosi. I agree. You know, I know a lot of people get stressed. They're not used to change, but sometimes change is good. It's very good. It's very good. So we've gotten off the beaten path, which is it. Listen, it never surprises me. But somebody needs to get a hold of that family member and keep her off the internet and keep her from being your spokesperson and keep her from sharing personal photos of your minor children. That is wrong. That is wrong. But, I mean, did you guys okay her to do that documentary? And let's talk about the documentary too. I'm going to be all over the place. I'll answer anything you guys got to say. But I didn't believe Beasley. For one, I didn't believe him. Because 6 days in, you got C. Larry S. talking about how he talked to Beasley. He talked about the skidster. I just went to OSBI. And they know. And they're really smart people. And they can get you. And da-da-da. I had to look out for myself. You know, that whole audio I keep playing. And in the documentary, Beasley says, I didn't know anything was going on until they showed up with a search warrant. Even though Tiffany and Tad came to him a couple days before that and said, they're going to be coming and asking you things. And just be careful. Because they think we were involved. I think it was Tad said, they think I was involved. So be careful what you say. They're going to come ask you. Deb C., I was in Metro Atlanta until September 2022. Had a different application for mail-in ballot every day with her hippo face plastered on them. No, I'm a registered voter out of Colorado. And I had 3 ballots sent in. How the hell did that happen? And they counted all 3. Weird. I kept getting messages. Your ballot has been counted. And I called and said, I did my ballot a long time ago. How do you have 3 now? So there is corruption in the voting. We've got to definitely get that. You got to be able to, I think they should be able to ask for your ID. You got to prove who you are. Well, hell, we're on it. Let's talk about it. Elon Musk, I mean, look at all these people getting Social Security benefits. You show me somebody that's 200 years old. You show me somebody that's over 110 years old that's living today in the USA. Let alone, what, 3 million? Is that what it was? It's a crazy amount. Let's see if I can't find that. Let's see if I can't find that because Trump talks age Social Security. Because you know what? We need to know their secrets. We need to know their secrets so that we can live longer, right? I mean, I think the oldest person in my family that's lived was 87. I think it was 87. Let's see here. Maybe this is it. Let me see here. If I find it, I'm going to. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I'll share it with you. I'll share it with you. They got one that's over 300 years old, too. I know. Hello. Bianca says, my mom's mother is 95, still lives in her own home. That's awesome. But 200 years? Who can live to... Wasn't it Michael Jackson that was sleeping in that oxygen, like, damn, I can't even think of the name of it. But Michael Jackson was sleeping in that oxygen tank thing so he could live longer. and then died by fentanyl. My grandpa was 96 and my grandma was 94. That's a good age. I mean, seriously, that's a good age. It's a good age. But let's see here. Let's see. But these are outrageous ages that get discussed here. It's like, what in the hell?
To incendiary. This abuse, waste, and fraud in Social Security. Social Security is what's happening there is going to be one of the great potential scandals in history. On the program, there are over 4.7 million Social Security numbers from people from 100 years old to 109. Think of that. Now, over 100, there aren't a lot of people that make it. Hopefully, most of the people in this room will make it, but historically, you don't have thousands and thousands of people. But listen to this, 3.6 million people are on Social Security rolls from the age of 110 years old to 119. Do you think there are really that many? Those people are seriously old. But it gets worse. 3.47 million people are on Social Security from the age of 120 years old to 129 years old. 3.9 million people are on the age of Social Security from 130 years old to 139 years old. Now, the all-time record, I heard, is a woman who was 127 years old. That's the record. A woman from a certain country where they have actually people that live pretty long, actually. And she was 127 years old. That's pretty old, but we're topping her by millions of people. 3.5 million people from the age 140 to 149 years old. 1.3 million people are on Social Security from the age 150 to 159. And over 130,000 people are on Social Security over the age of 160 years old, okay? Including 1,039 people. Think of it, over.
Okay, so, I know a lot of people in their 90s and they get around really good. I don't know anybody in their hundreds. And congrats to Bianca, like that your family has made it that age. And the other people whose families made it that age, but 120, 129, Beach Baby said Moses lived to 120. Listen, how is that possible? I don't get it. 3 million people living to that age on Social Security? It's crazy.
1,000 people between the ages of 220 to 229.
1,000 people in the ages of 220 to 229. That is just nuts on Social Security. Well, okay, so this is going to be stupid, but Social Security, is that here? Is Social Security just here? Or is it in every nation? Does every nation have Social Security? Or is, because the way I understand it, Elon is doing our stuff, the United States of America stuff, and these are the findings. So these are the people that are drawing from the United States Social Security payments. Right? Did I understand that right? Because that's really
over
old.
1,000 people between the ages of 220 to 229. And one person between the age of 240 years old to 249. And the record topper, there is one person on Social Security who's 360 years old, which is approximately 110 years older than our country. So what we're trying to find out, and what we will find out, is, are people being paid from all of these, somebody pocketing 10,000 here, 10,000 there, what's going on? So we'll find that out pretty easily, because we have a lot of computer geniuses. I said to Elon, who are these people that are doing this, the Doge people? I said, who are they? Where do they come from? He said, well, number one, they love our country. Number two, they're really genius at computers. So nobody's going to fool them. When they go in, they see some bureaucrat that's scamming the country, and they try and talk about, certain computer language. These people say, no, it doesn't work that way. These are people that have a natural ability as brilliant computer people. It was very interesting when he told me that. I said, that's what you need today. But all of these scams have now been terminated. In addition, over the past.
There you go. So, these are people using other names to draw Social Security, I think. Probably. But at least nobody's been checking it before. Nobody's been checking it before. And it sounds like a lot. Like, I probably won't make it past my 70s, honestly. I couldn't even imagine making it to 100, let alone 200. It's only U.S. as far as I know. We are the only country with that. But I'll check. I agree. Scammers, but they're getting rich. Now, how many people think that there might even be some senators and congressmen in there that's involved in some of this drawing of Social Security? I mean, if it's never been checked before, and it is crazy that nobody was checking. So if you never have to account for where money's going, you get away with it. Okay? There's a lot of people pissed off that Elon Musk is the richest man in the world. He don't need our money. He's got, 13 kids, 2 of them he had naturally. The other ones were IVF. But he's one of them people that he thinks the population needs to grow, but it needs to be a smart population. Like he's really picky. I'm just going to say it. He's really picky on who he lets use his sperm because he wants geniuses. Like he wants geniuses running the country and people that knows what they're doing. So there has been no accountability on any of these departments ever. It's crazy. It's crazy. Now, I do realize that there is some really smart kids that just got out of college and got jobs with the federal government they were still on probation with the federal government. I believe it's a year's probation. Anybody that was on probation got cut. Do I think they'll get them jobs back? I do. Same thing with the aircraft, because they have contracts, they have their union contracts. So you got people out there building planes that, listen, are at the bar till 3 o'clock in the morning, okay? And they smell drunk when they come in. Got people falling asleep on the cranes there because they're on Xanax, right here at Spirit. And they have what they call a last chance program because of the union. And so they go get help, and then they screw up again. And they get another last chance program because if they're clean for 8 months, they get another chance at the last chance program. It's got to stop. And to all those that, several people reached out to me. Several reached out to even the mods and said, hey, my son-in-law got his layoff notice. They'll get the good people back. Right now, they're just trying to weed it out. Weed it out, clean it out, and they'll get the good people back. So I realize, listen, people here in Wichita, they account for the airline industry, building an aircraft. They go through layoffs all the time. You'll live through it. I think you'll get your job back. If you're important and you're good at what you do, you'll get that job back. So, but some way they got to weed it out. So that's how they started. So if you're one of them people and your family member got cut, they might very possibly get their job back. But they got to start cutting somewhere, so they started cutting with the probationary period people first. And that's probably the people that just got out of college and got them jobs. So do I think they'll get it back? I do. But that's my opinion. I don't know. USA uses stuff in our foods that other countries have banned. What's that tell you? I agree. I think there is cure for cancer too. I think they're just not sharing it. So I also believe that whatever you want to call COVID, I think the government was involved in it. And I'm not a government theorist type of person, but I think they did it. Look at all the people that died in New York, and the bodies were just stacked in trailers. You think the government didn't have something to do with that? I don't know. I don't know. There are other countries with Social Security, i.e., Netherlands, Japan, Dodge, auditing on U.S. budgets. Clinton was the last POTUS to required balanced budget, a law Congress has violated since. Okay, well, so they're just following through with the law, it looks like. It's about damn time. Just saw the Department of Education got $368 billion and was only using 9% of that for education. Now, that's not surprising. That is disgusting. All the government does to steal from us. That's true. So we need to hold people accountable. So again, I'm sorry if your family was a member that got slashed in one of the layoffs. At some point, hopefully they'll get hired back. But it's got to stop somewhere. So they have to start somewhere. Clinton was the last to audit, cut, slash, layoffs, and hiring and raise freezes. There you go. And Clinton also had the lady with the red dress in the Oval Office, right? Was it Monica Lewinsky? Was that her name? When you getting blowjobs in the Oval Office from Monica Lewinsky? I don't know. I think that's her name. But hey, it's the Oval Office. Who cares? Like, honestly, I don't care if he was getting blowjobs in the Oval Office. If they're grown adults and they choose to do that, that's their business, not mine. Micah says we have no government. There is no we the people for the people. Has not been in a very, very long time. I agree. I agree with that. I just think it's sad in so many ways. Very sad in so many ways. I got this horrible cold. We got flags outside, hanging outside the house. We the people. I believe in we the people. I stand up for what I think's right. You might not believe in what I believe, but I do stand up. I stand my ground. Always stand my ground. When you were hating, I stand my ground. Let's see here. The people are powerful in numbers, yet stay divided, so we can never conquer. That's true. That's true. And it's really sad. It's really sad. But, this is what I've said all along, even in this case in Oklahoma. I'll stand up with you guys, but I can't do it alone. If you guys really want things to change, it's going to take all of us. And you got to speak up. You're better in numbers. By God, you pay the DA's salary. You pay the sheriff's salary. You pay all of them salaries. You elect the sheriff. Why did nobody run against him? Why isn't there election for the DA? What is going on there? I don't know. I agree, 1,000%. The people are powerful in numbers, yet stay divided, so we can never conquer. I believe in our First Amendment. I believe in protesting, peaceful protests, and I believe in being heard. My kids will tell you when they were going to school, I was at every city council meeting. And I always spoke what I wanted to say. Always. Micah says, if people could put their differences aside and come together and unite for the greater good, we could be very powerful. While you're saying that, and somebody's doing a video about me right now. It's so funny. Listen, I got thick skin, guys. I'll just tell you that right now. I got thick skin. I don't care. Well, I don't really care what anybody on another channel has to say about me. So don't let it get to you. Because you know what? I'm going to sleep just fine tonight. And I'm going to get up in the morning. I'm going to put my pants on just like the President of the United States does. I'm going to eat my food just like he does. And I'm going to drink my drink just like he does. And I'm going to go about my day. And I'm not going to worry about what another channel thinks of Rock Chalk. Because I could give two shits what they think of me. If you're here and you like what we do and how we do things and how we're trying to cover this case and how we're digging into everything, then you like it. If you don't, go find another channel. That's all I say. Lady with blue dress on and stuff on it. Yeah, but still, I mean, I really didn't care if he was getting blowjobs in the Oval Office. I don't give a shit. I think it's great. I mean, Trump put his mugshot as the picture outside of the Oval Office. I think that's funny as hell. That's something I would do. Oh, let me just put my mugshot up there so everybody can know. You know? But it's designed to keep people divided, and they know this. That's true. That's true. Thank you, Bianca, for putting that. Thank you for joining us. Please subscribe, hit that bell for all notifications, share, and show some love. Please hit that thumbs up. Much appreciated. This channel does not make any money. You can go look at the videos. I always make sure I play something to copyright it. Because at some point, I kept getting this super chat shit down at the bottom without doing anything. So I just make sure that I get just a little bit of copyright in each video so that this channel don't make any money. I am not here to make money. And I'll tell you, I pay $499 a year for StreamYard. So if I want to go live 15 times a day, I can. Okay? President Trump is the only candidate with the money and the balls to fight back. Amen. I agree. As a rule, corrupt, do whatever it takes to win. I think it's great. I think that they tried to do so much to him that they helped him win. Like, I do believe that. Yeah, fuck the hateful people and the hate channels. Yeah, it's just crazy. And, people will say, Rock, I didn't like what they said about you. Fuck them. They ain't going to come here and say it. Because that's why you got a wrench. You just get them the hell out of here. Don't worry about what other people say about Rock. Because listen, I'm happy with my life. I'm happy with Rick. I do wish this case was different and things were done better. I'd be lying to you if I thought that there isn't some type of loophole that is going to be played here. And it makes me sick to my stomach. Very sick to my stomach, like the Brady list. I think it's a conflict of interest with the DA, knowing these 5 people, just like we talked about Elkhart and all that money that banker stole, and that was Tad's mom's cousin. Like, man, I just think it needs to get moved. It needs to get moved away from the good old boys area and be tried somewhere else, because I think you're going to be highly disappointed. I really do. I think I'm going to be highly disappointed because there's an angle. And I'm telling you what, if you haven't looked up Tad's attorney, she is a pit bull. She is a badass. And she's got an angle working, and I think she's going to try. And listen, you only need one person now than 12 jurors to even question it. And of course, they're going to do the poll of jurors in that area, and everybody knows everybody, and everybody knows everybody's business. So how hard is it going to be to get somebody on the jury? Think about it. one law 214. I didn't care either. We had a video of a newly elected commissioner and a campaign manager doing Clinton in the courtroom because she didn't know of cameras yet. Now, if they're grown adults, hey, I don't even care. You know, if it's after their work time and they're in there screwing like rabbits, I don't really care. Okay, I don't care as long as they're doing their job. Don't do it on our time. Do it on your own time. And Rock is happy with me. You're right, girly girl. I am. I'm happy with every mod in here. I'm happy with every sub in here. You guys are all great. I wouldn't do it without you. I'll just tell you that. Because I don't care about them. Maybe a few still wondering about those crime scene photos. Yeah, I'm telling you. I get you. I get you with that. I made a deal with Derek, but he's not holding that deal very well. And I might have to go back to that. I might have to, you know, I'm a woman of my word. But if you're going to be dogging me and saying stuff about me, and we made a deal because you didn't want me talking about Norm and hurting feelings, you better rethink about how you talk about me, because I do come in your chat. Because listen, they'll chat away. They'll chat away and talk bad shit. And if I am watching, I'm in your chat. Just know that. If I'm in any channel watching, I'm in the chat. I'm not hiding. I'm in the chat. They talk all kinds of shit when I had surgery and I went in there in the chat saying Christopher licked my butthole, and all of a sudden, I came right in there. It was crickets. They disappeared. You know, that's what you call bullies, chicken shits, and don't have a life. They want to talk shit when you're not there to defend yourself. But hey, I'm all about defending myself. I'll go right in there and defend myself. Listen, I can fight with the best of them, and I don't do WWE. I don't do the fake shit. I'll just tell you that right now. Ostrich says, I think the family needs to get a hold of that aunt. Yes, that aunt. And, you know, I asked Lauren to ask Jarrett, how on earth could Beasley even? He's on the witness list. How could he go on that documentary? How? And then, you know, Clyde Sal's or whatever, Larry Sal, whatever that guy's name is, he supposedly went to OSBI. They have to give up their witness list and what they're going to say. He sure knew a lot. Did he really talk to OSBI? Because he's not on that witness list either. Why? I mean, the guy that had Granny's phones and was fixing the screens, he's on that witness list. Why do we not see these other people that's out talking and saying stuff and gets recorded? And it's not like he lied. He was telling the truth. He talked about Skitzer. He said Beasley's name. He knew it all. He knew it all. So why isn't he on that list? How did he know it all? Listen, it didn't just go from being God's misfits and being a cult to disappearing because 5 people got murdered. Or 5 people got charged with murder. There's a lot more involved. Okay, so let's go back here. Get me running on my rampage. And here we are, 2 hours in. Damn, I can't do it live in an hour to save my soul. Okay, at EBC. The blue dress was Monica's that she stored in her closet, and oil painting a bill in the dress with red heels was in Epstein, New Mexico Ranch mansion. That's funny. For those who have eyes to see will see, and those who have eyes to hear will hear and discern the truths. Ears to hear. I was going to say, how you hear with your eyes? I got you. Yeah, this is horrible. The stage is being set up. We are moving closer to a cashless society. Well, you know, during COVID, there was several places that would not take cash. So if you didn't have a debit card or a credit card, you couldn't buy stuff. And my granddaughter's dad, you know, he likes to get free shit. And so he would go every day to, what's the coffee place? Starbucks. Starbucks here would not take any cash. And he would go to Starbucks every day, because we got several of them, and get himself a Starbucks. And then go to pay cash, and they say, oh, we can't take cash, just take it. I don't know how many free Starbucks he got, but yeah, because just think about it, okay? Think about how dangerous money is, okay? Back in the old days, people used to snort coke, rich people, attorneys, judges, okay, they did coke. How'd they do it? They wrote up bills and they sniffed it that way. Now you got fentanyl, and you've got that, what is it, a steroid or something for a horse? It's stronger than fentanyl. They also snort it. What do you think they're snorting it with? American bills, okay? And it is so strong that there's police officers that, are doing searches of cars, and they get barely a little bit on them, and there happen to be Narcan, okay? So I'm one that thinks they need to do away with all cash. I don't want my grandbabies getting a hold of that fentanyl on a dollar bill or $100 bill or $20 bill, because listen, drug addicts will use whatever bill they got, $1, a $5 bill, $20 bill. So I'm one of them people that thinks we should go to using plastic. I think in today's world, cash money, dollar bills, look at coins. Coins are so nasty and so filthy. I remember back the first time I ever went gambling, and I was in Colorado. I was laughing at this lady. I was young. I was laughing at this lady because she's, got these gloves on and shit. And the security guard says, you ought to go to the bathroom. I said, why? He said, just go to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom. I had black marks all over my eyes, all over my face. Well, I didn't realize that every time I emptied the little dump tray of the slot machine, all them coins, it got all over my hand, and I had an itch above my eye, and it moved my hair off the other side. Yeah, money's dirty. Why wouldn't they move to being cashless? I agree with it. Now, my father didn't own a credit card or a debit card. So that's he died 20-something years ago. He would have been one that would have been saying, And my grandpa, too. I don't need no damn credit card. I don't even need a cell phone. Things are changing. You got to go with the change. There's also an oil painting of Bush Jr. playing with airplanes crashing into buildings. I don't know if either were real or trolling memes. Yeah, you never know. You never know. But what about all these people? Okay, let's talk about the marijuana industry, okay? I have my medical marijuana card. I've had it for 11 years out of Colorado. They still can't put their money they make from the marijuana industry into the bank. So just think of all the cash that's probably buried in the backyards, or they use another business to put money in. There's a guy, it was called the Cow Pot Ponzi scheme. He owned several dispensaries in Colorado. And let me look it up for you, because I was a member of that dispensary. I always got my stuff there. I used to ask my friends that worked there, how do you guys get paid in this? And we get a check. I said, how the hell you get a check when they can't put let's see here, pot cattle Ponzi scheme. See if I can find it. Anyway, he, I want the Colorado too. Anyway, he would write him checks out of his cattle account. Well, guess who got busted? He did. And he had a plane. He had everything. It was crazy. Man, if that's him, it don't look like him no more. No, his name wasn't Bloom Farmer. That's South Dakota. That's a different one. This one was out of Colorado. Anyway, he had like 3 planes. Anyway, he's in prison now. Lost everything. But I bet you go to Colorado, I bet people's got cash buried in their yard. All these states that went legal and they can't do the money through their bank. That cash has got to be somewhere. Still now, when you go to dispensaries in Colorado, you got to pay cash. Sorry, there's a train going by. Cash, you have to pay cash. And if they can't put the money in the bank, what happens? What happens there? Mm-hmm. A lot of Ponzi schemes. I can't find it, but I knew a person it happened to, so it's quite the thing. Deb C, yeah, Rock, more people definitely knew day of. Ellie's suspicious as hell. Why they were not looking. This is my thing, okay? So they were suspicious. They got a search warrant on Granny's phone on April 1st, okay? But you have no bodies. You don't have the bodies. I mean, Casey Anthony. You know, we kept looking. We kept looking for her daughter. Everybody knew she was probably dead. There was chloroform in the trunk. But you kept looking. They never began to look down there. A small group did for about an hour. And then people on the Kansas side, LE at that, said they went to help look and was told, no, we don't need your help. I just don't understand. Until you have the bodies, you don't know they're dead. How do they know they're dead? And if they knew, what took them so long to arrest them? I don't find 14 days, 16 days, whatever it was, to be fast. If you already knew from day one, I don't find it to be fast. I was playing something in Discord last night, and I want to say that, who was it? Who was it that said that, oh, it's in that audio. That audio I keep playing from Sal's. He says that he was at Tad's on that Saturday when they raided his place. And then the other girl says, well, I heard they were met with guns at Tiffany's. You guys remember hearing that? So crazy. So if they knew on that Saturday, and supposedly Tad's place was raided on that Saturday, I just might have to hear that audio again because he says that in that audio, he says that Tad's place was raided on that Saturday. Do you guys remember that? Yeah, money is so dirty. Satan don't care about you. He wants you to burn in hell with him. He don't love you. No, that's true. Hey, Dr. Fell. It's good to see you. Listen, Dr. Fell, go check out his channel. I'll see if I can't pull it up. Dr. Fell goes after the scammers. He cracks me up. He's hilarious. It's good to see you. There was a cashier that either passed or was hospitalized for fentanyl. Cashiers should use gloves. Absolutely. We're talking about how the country is going to go to cashless because of all the drugs in our money. They're going to start going to plastic, we believe. It's a disgusting world we live in. We need more love and light and less hate, but it is sad. Many will grow cold, and you are seen. Yep. Oops, hit the wrong button. Trying to get to cashless society for the mark of the beast, right? Don't banks have to take legal tender? Not if they do away with cash. Then it'll be, you better get your cash turned in. Good be called good, will be called bad, and bad will be called good. It's happening now. There you go, Dr. Fell. Let me pull your link up. Dr. Fell does some amazing stuff. It cracks me up. I'll just pull up your link right now. Sorry I haven't been in lately. I saw you were live the other day. I really wanted to go in and listen. I just had a few things going on here. So, but let me show you guys Dr. Phil. Great guy. Go check out his channel. He's getting them scammers for you. He's getting them scammers. Here we go. Dr. Phil's right here. He likes to mess with them. Him and Dillhole. Dillhole does kind of the same thing. You guys just crack me up. I love it. I need a good laugh. But this is Dr. Phil's channel. And it's all scams. And listen, he just cracks me up. Can I play a little bit of it, Dr. Phil? I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind. I'm going to play a little bit of Dr. Phil here. Let's just play this one.
Hey, Punjabi Munda, you know something? You are.
He's getting them scammers.
RROR error code.
Okay, it's M247 118.73.
Is the error code? Can you see?
You guys see
It's
it?
written
Oh, I'm not
error
playing it.
code.
Yeah, I am. And here's
Error
the thing.
code,
Please
yes.
go like it.
It says MS147.33.
Can you repeat it one more time?
MS147.33.
Thank you, Dr. Phil.
Okay, and I need to register this issue here. Can I have your first and last name, please?
Jim Javaloo, JIM JAVALOO.
JIM. This is your first name, right?
Yes, Jim.
And the last name?
Javaloo, JAVALOO.
Anyway, go check out Dr. Phil. He's cracking me up.
JAVALOO, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fun. And I'm going to share your link right here. And Bianca might have already shared it, but I'm going to share it again. But there's Dr. Phil. Go check him out. If you want to laugh, if you've got these people that's calling you, listen, somebody's got to go after the scammers, and Dr. Phil does it. I love you, my brother. Keep doing it. Oh, don't be honored. I'm honored that you do that. Listen, I wouldn't have the patience. I would be telling them to fuck off. Don't call me again. Listen, how many car warranty calls do I got to get a day? It's like, seriously. I like people like you who have the patience to mess with them. And every chance I get when I see you live, I come in and you always acknowledge me. Thank you for acknowledging me. But you are my safe space where I can go in there and I can put all these crimes and all this other shit to the side and slap my ass off. So I thank you for being my entertainment. Okay? You are my entertainment and I love it. And I love you for it. It's amazing. It's amazing. Everybody's got to have their safe spot. Yours is one of my safe spots. I feel like I'm at home and I can talk and chat and not be attacked and laugh and say, how does this guy have so much patience with these people? I don't know how you do it. I had a fake PCH Jamaican on the line. Yeah, I'm telling you. Listen, you got patience. I don't. I cuss them out, hang up on them, and yeah, you play along with them, and I love it. I just, man, again, thank you. I'm smiling right now, just thinking about your channel because it does make me laugh. Let's see here, Osprey 29. I was thinking about Dillhole. We haven't seen him in a long time. You know, I saw him briefly in Pia's channel the other day. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on. I did say hi to him. I'll see if I can't go into his channel and leave him a message and see how things are. Yes, absolutely. You know, there's people out there scamming us all day. And Dr. Phil, listen, he's got the patience of a saint, man. I couldn't do it. I just could not do it. So, yeah, again, that's my safe spot. Usually if he's live, I'm not. So I do try to go over there. You'll see me in the chat. Girly Girl goes into his chat. And again, You know, he's got more patience than I've got, and it just cracks me up. Let's see here. Thanks, girly girl. Thanks, Rock. Always. No, thank you. You make me smile. Make me smile. Not too many things in this world makes me smile anymore. So, you're welcome so much. Last for sure, always. It is. It's a good time. Girly Girl says, Dr. Phil makes my days brighter when I need a good laugh. I know, it just cracks me up. Listen, I'm not even listening to you right now and I'm laughing. That's how it cracks me up. My mom is so funny. She gets those calls and she pretends to be like a 90-year-old woman. And she's only 65. It is so funny. Listen, it's Sunday. Monday is tomorrow. I needed a laugh. Let me tell you. I needed a laugh. Oh, such kind words. Thank you. Listen, you're making me laugh. There's not too much that makes me laugh anymore. So, Bianca says she records her mom and it's hilarious. I bet. He was drunk all day yesterday. Laugh out loud. Yeah, Dillhole does like to drink. He does like to drink. That's funny. Yeah, you know, we all got to have a little bit of laughter in our life, okay? And Dr. Phil, you're my laughter right now. You make some really rough days for me better. So for you, I want to say thank you because I do pay attention. I do listen, and it absolutely does help, especially for those of us that are spending night and day doing these crimes, you know, and trying to make sure that people get caught and that there's closure for the victims and their families. And we come into some really rough stuff that, man, having something that makes you laugh and you have a safe place to go to laugh, man, it's awesome. Keep doing what you're doing. I hope we keep running your channel up. We started another channel. It's Rock Talk Dabbles. And what happened is another creator said I could use their stuff and then struck me. I almost got this channel taken down, so I had to start another one. Well, on that one, we're just going to do fun things over there and laughter things. And, you know, if you don't mind, you know, maybe we'll do something together and just laugh our asses off. We'll figure it out. Yes, that is very taxing on the soul. Yes, I mean, and, you know, unfortunately, there's a lot of people in our crowd, too, that subscribe to us that are victims, lost family members, right there in the Panhandle, right where this happened. And, man, you know, or something bad has happened in their life. And they also, you know, they get involved in true crime because of things that's happened to them. But also, they need to be able to have a laugh too. And so they can just go right over to Dr. Phil and have a laugh. It's good for the soul. Very good for the soul. Laughter is the best medicine. I agree. I'm so glad we're ending this on a good note. A good laugh is a great way to unwind after working sun up to sundown 7 days a week. Yeah, girly girl. You know, her husband had a stroke. He was the one, he had his own business. He's the one that was making the money. She had to go out. She's got a full-time job. She's actually got 2 full-time jobs. You know, she's having to pay the bills. So her life has been uprooted in the last couple of years. And, you know, we're not young pups anymore. So, yes, kudos to her because she works her ass off. So when we leave here, I don't know if it's going to get struck or not, but I'm going to play one of my favorite songs from my favorite group that is going to be in Oklahoma. Hey, Flower Daisies, it's good to see you. Very good to see you. We are at 2 hours and almost 15 minutes, so this live is about to wind down. Tomorrow I have a doctor's appointment, so you won't see me tomorrow, I don't think. But we will see you soon. And much love to everybody. Again, please go check out Dr. Phil. He's got a great show, especially if you'd like to watch scammers get the runaround. It's great. It's great. Much love to everyone. Love each and every one of you. Stay frosty, stay alert, and stay strapped. The world is changing. Be careful. Stay alert. Absolutely. We're going to play this song. I do want to say this while I'm thinking about it. So in June, this is New Breed. This is Outlaw Nation. Jesse Howard, Yo Boy Dirty, Hitman, friends with all of them. They are doing a big shindig, just right by Oklahoma City. It's going to be a 4-day thing. I've already got my tickets. I plan on taking the bus. I plan on taking the pop up. It's $100 for the 4 days. Music every night. Mudding. If you like, we got a Jeep. Listen, Rick don't know it, but the Jeep is getting modified because I'm going mudding. But if you got a Razor and a 4-wheeler and you just want to go and hang out and have a damn good time, I'm telling you, you guys would love it. They go through the crowd. They talk to everybody. Every song they write, it has a meaning to it. And they're just awesome. And New Breed has been through so much. A couple years ago, he was at my friend Danny's. They did a big show at Nasty Glass Snob Lobster. And a week after that show, his wife was 33. Her name was Brandy. She had an asthma seizure and an asthma attack and died. She died. And they've got a little girl. She's 5. Nova Rain. Anyway, the poor guy has been through a lot. They got great music. They are independent. They will never sign with a record label. And just know that they are there for everybody. And New Breed is my favorite of them all because I feel like he's the one that started it. And his stories are amazing. They're going to do a documentary. Anyway, it's all great. It's all great. I'll finish playing this, but I just wanted to let you know. So if anybody in Oklahoma is interested in going to that and camping out, between the pop-up camper I have and the bus, and we can put tents up, it'll be a hell of a good time. And it's $100 for the 4 days. It'll be worth it. It'll be worth it. Oh, and it's 420 friendly. This FYI. That's right, Diamond. I got down. That's New breed right there. That's it. How long they check us out? That's just like crazy. Anyway, and they sing "Welcome to My House." They have a lot of good songs. Joe Sapp, which is New Breed, had a lot of good songs before he teamed up with Jesse and Outlaw Nation. But they just make the perfect group. Go check them out. I love them. You might love them too. You might not. I don't know, but I know I enjoy the music. With that said, everybody have an awesome Monday. Much love to each and every one of you, and I'll be seeing you soon. We don't take no shit. We don't back those down.
Oh, I've been through so
Let's go. Welcome.